Hi, Jennifer. This is Jim Gillis with Win My Vote, and thanks so much for linking in. I wanted to introduce you to Win My Vote in hopes of you doing a story on it. So what Win My Vote is a voter engagement site, and it's sort of the home page for everything voting. And about a year or so ago, we started putting it together, and our aim was really to make civic engagement and especially voting as easy as social engagement. So we looked around at social engagement sites like Facebook and Twitter, and it sort of had everything that you could imagine, all the links and the information, everything that you would need. So we then started looking around for voting sites like that, and we didn't see anything even close to that. We saw some, League of Women Voters and some other sites that would put up information about candidates, but we didn't see any type of network where the candidates would put up their own information, manage their own profile, the same way they do on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on Twitter. So we decided to build it ourselves. So the way it works is that a voter is free. They go up and they sign up with just a social media account or email address. They put their zip code in, and that zip code will get them into specific voting districts. And if there's any overlap, or if there's two districts in the same zip code, we have resources on the sign up page where they can click on it and see a map and get into the right district real easily. And with that, we can give them a sample ballot that will go from the national level to the state races, down to the congressional districts and state Senate district and state assembly district, down into the counties, and even board of supervisors, city council, all the way down to school board. And with this, the voter can click on the candidate's profile and they can learn a little bit about the candidate.
I've always been familiar with poverty and have always done what I...
And they can see the candidate's tweets. They can also see issue statements here that the candidate has built. So you can see, you can give a quick click on this.
Can you tell us a fun story about a world leader you've met?
There's so many of them. There's one that just popped into my...
And you can also see groups and organizations that have endorsed this candidate. So the way that works is that as a voter, I can click on my trusted sources. And I'll just do them in alphabetical order. It's easier that way. And I can see a library of trusted sources. So these are all my trusted sources. Again, they're groups and organizations and individuals that I follow or that I trust when it comes to elections and politics and their endorsements. And if I were to say, see this group right here and say, yep, I want to add them to my, trusted sources, they would jump over here, and then I would see their endorsements all throughout my ballot. So this being my ballot, I can click on the candidate's profile, and if one of my groups has endorsed this candidate, I'll see it right here, and then I'll just click on it, and I can hear what they have to say.
Hi, this is Randi Weingarten. As many of you know, you voted overwhelmingly to endorse Hillary Rodham Clinton for President of the United States of America.
And I can say great, and then if I want to favorite that candidate, I can favorite that candidate. And that candidate will move to the front of the line here, and the nameplate will turn green so I can see it real easily on my cell phone or tablet. And then I'll also be able to see a percentage here of favorites on this ballot, and this is the California ballot, so she's leading with 30% of the favorites here, which can act as a polling device, especially moving forward, because I can change my mind and I can decide to vote for another candidate. They jump in here, the percentage changes, and I can move on to the next race. So you can go down throughout the whole race and see all the candidates. One of the other factors that we really like to push is that this is the level playing field in elections that we've all been talking about for years. Jason right here can be a millionaire trying to buy this office, and David here can be a school teacher that has lived in the community for 10 years. The fact is that they're side by side. They both get a page that's the same size that they can build, and I will end up favoriting one or the other. We also do propositions and measures. So here in San Francisco, we're going to have a huge ballot. We have 17 propositions and 25 measures. So here you can click on a proposition. You can see the summary of the proposition here, and you can read more all the way down. And this is the actual language of the proposition. You can see a little 1-minute explainer video.
Prop 55 in 1 minute, taxes for education. 4 years ago, a tax on the wealthy was passed to help fund education. It was supposed to be temporary. Now Prop 55 would extend it 12 years. The income taxes on individuals.
And I can also see groups and organizations, and as you can see, this is kind of a demo. Groups and organizations that are either supporting or opposing this proposition. So let's say if I'm a school teacher and I belong to the California Teachers Association, I can click on this and see what they have to say.
It wasn't that long ago. Years of devastating cutbacks.
Maintaining the current tax rate on the wealthiest Californians.
No new education cuts and no new taxes.
Vote yes on 55
To help.
And let's, so sorry about this. They all start undecided. That was from the last demo. So with this, I can say, you know what, I've read it, got the good idea, looked at my groups. I'm going to vote yes on that. So I click yes. And when I go back here, it's nice and prominent here. So again, I can see it, and I no longer have to worry about Proposition 55. I can move on to the next proposition, and I can go through it, my ballot that way, and I can fill out the entire thing before I even get to the polling place. So that's the idea. The other thing that I wanted to talk with you about is the National Student Parent Mock Election. Sorry about not having this ready. I've been jumping from one thing right to the other. But we are facilitating the National Student Parent Mock Election this year. And the way that that's going to work is that students are going to go up to that web page. They're going to click on that, a sign-up form. They'll jump to our page. They'll sign up, and then they'll get their ballot. And for purposes of speed, I'll just use my ballot. It'll be the same ballot here. They won't go all the way down, to the city districts or the teachers board and that type of stuff. They're just going to do president, senators, and governors where applicable, and Congress, and then a couple of questions. But they'll be using these same profiles, and we're hoping, to get 5 million, maybe more students. We're in the process of kind of rolling that out right now. But the National Student Parent Mock Election is 35 years. They started in 1980. They've served about 50 million student teachers since 1980. And we're now taking it online. So this will be a new venture going online, and but we think there's a whole new audience out there, of kids with tablets that would love to participate in that. So I'd be happy to talk with you about either one of those, or if the focus on either one of those is fine, and whatever you think. So I can be reached here at 415-867-9554, or feel free just to reply to this message. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. By the way, I'm here in San Francisco. I'm not sure where you are. Thanks. Bye.